What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, depending on what time zone you're in, it's Sunday night, but for some of y'all, it's Monday morning, and I know it's not our favorite day of the week, but I am here to do my job, to either get you through your Monday night to your Sunday night to your Monday morning, or to help you kick off that Monday morning, all right? And I'm here reporting for duty. I have a great show set up for you guys today. I got two lead stories. Cinnabon worker heard around the world has been fired. I'll break down everything that's going on with that. And also, yesterday was the Streamer Awards, and it went crazy. I'll give you guys a recap on that. In quick news, we're going to talk Australia, Sydney Sweetie men, February 2026 being a perfect month. 80-year-old still working, Dennis Rodman Jr., Lara Pippen, boomers versus millennials in the work environment, LiAngelo Ball, and Nikki Baby. As always, we're going to close out the show with comments of the day, social discussion of the day, and question of the day. For those of you who are sick and tired, as I am, with spam phone calls, emails, and text messages, we're going to tell you about a 14-day free trial with Aura to help you get rid of all of that. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, your devices up. Come on. Let's kick this week in this butt. Let's go. I'm about to start this show. Let's go. All right, in our first lead story heard around the world, Cinnabon worker yells she's racist and shouts out the N-word. Okay, a Cinnabon employee openly admits to being racist and called a Somali couple the N-word after they asked for more caramel on their order. The incident reportedly happened inside Bay Park Square Mall in Wisconsin. Okay, I actually thought about not playing the video just because it's just the same old repetitive Karen racistness. They really even said she was racist. But because this has become such a divisive issue, for those who haven't seen the video, I'm going to play a small part of it. The parts that I can, will edit out the words and all of that stuff. I'm going to read to you a statement from Cinnabon. But for me, more importantly, this woman has backers, and she has kind of like a GoFundMe page, and it's already at $50,000. And for the life of me, I can't figure out why. The fact that she's admitted on video that she's not a good person. Let's watch the video, the parts that I can play. I'll give you some more information, and then we'll talk about it. Take a listen.
I am racist.
So idiot, for
and
real.
You are an
idiot. No,
I
I'm
am
not.
racist, and I'll say that to the whole entire world.
Sexualizing your body makes you a better person.
Are you recording?
I'm gonna record you. Yes.
Do you want me to throw water on you? Don't be disrespectful.
You ruined your life, by the way.
Oh, you talk about respect, and I'll be working here.
Suck it. What's wrong with you? You fucking
Ugly.
Okay, now after that video came out, it's a little bit longer. It's like 2.5 minutes. Cinnabons came out and said, "We've seen the disturbing video from the Cinnabon bakery in Wisconsin, and we do not condone this behavior. The former employee was immediately terminated by the franchise owner. Their actions do not reflect our values or the welcoming experience every guest deserves." Here is it's from what I found out, it's like an alternate to GoFundMe, Give, Send, Go. And it's Stand With Crystal. Her goal is to raise $109,000 American, and to date, she is halfway there. Campaign was started by Tom Hennessy. Stand With Crystal. And it writes, "Meet Crystal, hardworking white mom doing her job at Cinnabon." Well, that is a false statement, because screaming at your guest those kind of words and that kind of language is not her job, but I digress. Two Somalian customers decided to make her shift hell with intimidation. Instead of banning the offenders and backing their employees, Cinnabon Bun fired Crystal to keep their knowns happy. We're not letting this slide. Funds go to making sure Crystal stands on her feet after this betrayal. No white person should lose their job for refusing to be harassed by Somalians. Now, here is the overall caption. A Cinnabon Buns location in Wisconsin has become the center of a national debate after a worker was fired for directing racist comments at Somalian customers during a tense encounter caught on video. The clip spread quickly across social media, prompting outrage from viewers and a swift response from the company. Cinnabon issued a public statement confirming the employee had been terminated immediately by the franchise owner. The company added that what happened did not represent the values or the experience customers should receive. While the video sparked widespread backlash, a very different reaction unfolded on a conservative crowdfunding platform. A campaign titled Stand with Crystal launched shortly after her firing. The fundraiser, which leaned heavily into racially charged language, framed the former employee as a victim rather than the aggressor. Donations poured in at a rapid pace. The fundraiser descriptions claims she was a hardworking mom who had been wronged by her employer, despite clear footage showing the confrontation and her racially targeted remarks. Now, I think I've done a pretty good job of talking on both sides. That is Crystal stands and her supporters, and you guys know what happens from the Somalian point of view. The Somalian point of view is the video. That's what they recorded, and that's what they saw. Now, we haven't thrown this into the mix, so let me just throw this into the mix before I kind of just give my take. If you guys remember last week, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago now, Donald Trump, during his address to the nation, while he was talking about the 2 National Guards incident that happened in Washington, he threw in Minnesota and Somalians, saying that they're horrible. He wants them to go back to their country stinks, all this blah, blah, blah. And I think maybe 2 or 3 days ago, he doubled down, and there's some other things that he said, if I'm not mistaken, in the Oval Office. And just 2 days ago, what I said is, this is what Donald Trump does. He sits down with his social media marketing team and he's like, let's go after these people so that we could change the conversation away from the Venezuela boats. Oh, let's do this so that they don't talk about Epstein. Let's do that. And I think the bigger picture is this is the result, is people who follow Donald Trump or people that are in that orbit take it upon themselves to be like, okay, well, Somalians are the enemy now because that is what Donald Trump said. And this is the result of it. And while us in the media, we're content creators, or even just you at home, I don't think that we should allow Donald Trump to charge our world. And I'm making the point of saying world and not just US, because this is worldwide, not just a nationwide thing. So that's one. I think that that's where it comes from. That's what he's been doing from in the campaign till him winning the presidency with the immigration and this and whatever. And at the heart of it, yes, is there an immigration problem? Yes, there is. And there has been for 15 or 20 years. But like what a lot of people say is the way he's going about it is not right. Again, just to take a little sidebar, same thing like with Venezuela. Do you want to stop DRUGs from coming in the country? Yes. Does that mean that you got to unalive every boat that's in some sort of international water that might be coming to the US? So my whole point to this is, to me, the common denominator is Donald J. Trump, and he is just doing this to create situations like this to distract from him. So that's my take. Now, to drill down to the point, how can you watch that video and the woman says, yes, I am a racist person, and want to support her? How could you take $1 of your money, much less, I don't know, some people probably paid 100, 200, 300, and give to support Crystal? In what way? For what reason? I would love for somebody in the comment section to explain this to me. I have no idea. So that is the conversation. If you ask me, it shouldn't be a conversation. I feel like Cinnabons did the right thing. I feel like Crystal was wrong, and I don't feel like she should be getting any support, because you have a job to do. You have a mandate to follow for people that are coming to your store, and there's a certain demeanor and way for you to serve everybody, regardless of race, gender, whatever. They come to your store, they're paying your salary, your rent, your expenses, your et cetera, et cetera. There should be a way to serve them, regardless of how they present themselves and who they are in their race. So to me, just only one answer to this. But I'll hand it off to you guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. All right, you guys, in our second lead story, India Love was reportedly escorted out of the Streamer Awards. Okay, the Streamer Awards were on last night. As you know, as a content creator, I'm always supporting all my other content creators. And for those of you who watched this week, I think I said 2 or 3 times, I take my hat off to streamers. Like, I do not know how they do it. It's literally a camera on for 9-10 hours a day, and you're just living, and you need to get people engaged. For myself as a YouTuber, I'll sit down here, create a piece of content, edit and put it out and go on my day. I take my hat off to streamers. They work hard. It's a whole different thing. So shout out to them. The awards had a lot going on. I think the biggest thing was India having her Kanye West moment. So we're going to talk about that. Kai Cenat, I Show Speed, and Cinderella. So first is India Love. She basically went on stage and you know what? Instead of me telling you, let me just jump to the video. You know, sometimes I like to talk too much. Here's a video of India and why she felt like she had to rush the stage, kind of like what Kanye did with the Taylor Swift Beyonce moment. Take a listen.
Breakout Streamer of the Year went to Adapt. And congratulations, and we respect you for what you did. But Rakai should have won Breakout Streamer of the Year and DDG. I don't care what y'all say. Shout out Rakai, shout out. Blah, 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 blah.
So Adapt went on his stream or on Twitter, not sure, and he said India Love got a BBL brain. So that was his response. And then apparently, she actually got kicked out of the award show for coming on stage and doing that. Here is her getting escorted out. Take a look.
Listen, hey, get up. They grabbed you in my arm. What? You have to leave. So sorry, Cinderella. It was not like that. I was just, for the people. Like, I was feeling how he was feeling and the people in the crowd. Yeah. I feel like everybody thought it was going to be Rakai or DDD. Yeah.
All right, the next biggest event that happened is one of the hosts at the 2025 Streamer Awards got pressed for making a joke about Kai Cenat being Diddy. Now, it's not so much about him being Diddy more than looking like Diddy. But here's a little caption more about the Streamer Award, then we'll go to that clip. The Streamer Award is an annual fan-driven ceremony that celebrates the biggest names in online broadcasting, honoring creators across categories like Best Variety Streamer, Game of the Year, Breakout Streamer, Legacy Award. Founded by Cinderella, it has grown into one of the internet's most watched live spectacles, featuring red carpet moments, community voting, surprise celebrity appearances, and emotional speeches that highlight how live streaming has evolved from a niche hobby to a mainstream entertainment force recognized across traditional media. So here is the host, Cinderella. Full name is QT Cinderella. And here's her making a joke while hosting and, alluding to the fact that like Kai's documentary was really popular this week, but obviously was the documentary. Take a look.
We've got another record breaker here tonight too. Kai Cenat. This year, as everyone knows, you broke the record for the most expensive haircut and the least educational university. So congratulations to you. Oh, and also, congrats on your new documentary with 50 Cent. That was you, right?
If you all gonna be on the mic making jokes, at least let it be funny.
All right, so you heard the crowd there. They were like, they kind of booed. They didn't think it was really all that funny. And here is a picture of Kai and Diddy together. You could see this is a more kind of like younger picture of Diddy. And even on Kai's stream, his own stream, his friends had made a joke about him when he cut off his dreads that now he looks even more like a young Diddy. So was it distasteful? Yes, but she's using kind of like his own jokes and his own friend's joke against him indirectly. And hosts whether it be at the Grammys or the Oscars or whatever, they're there to kind of make those provoking jokes. So I don't know how I feel about it, but I think like just ultimately, just because of how like dark the documentary is and how heavy it is, I feel like I wouldn't have made that joke, and I don't necessarily feel like it was appropriate. That's just my 2 cents, but I can understand some people being like, okay, relax. So that's just my thoughts about it. Okay, let's go now to iShowSpeed. To just let you guys know, iShowSpeed has officially won Streamer of the Year 2025. Of course, like the Oscars, like this Picture of the Year, or at the Grammys, Album of the Year. This is the most coveted award. Went out to iShowSpeed, which I feel is pretty much deserving. You know, him, Kai, Aiden, they're at the top, but you know, iShow is worldwide. You see him in China, he goes crazy, traveling. I think he just did his US tour. Somebody showed me the other day that he's going to Russia in 2026 and it's pandemonium. So while Kai is large, especially in the US, and more in the entertainment, in the hip hop community, I would say globally, yeah, iShowSpeed is on another planet, right? He's athletic. He talks about soccer. He's so into Ronaldo and all that stuff. So I would agree. I mean, look, I'm not a big streamer person, but I would agree that definitely iShowSpeed should have won. I have a video here. Take a listen.
For Streamer of the Year, iShowSpeed.
No, but in all seriousness, thank y'all so much. You know, I started this 5 years ago when I was 15, and now I'm 20 now. So, and I fell in love with this when I was at a very young age, and I just love it. I really love streaming.
All right, so like I said, they got that award right. Jumping back to Kai for 1 second, there's a lot of people online who think that Kai is retiring. Here is one headline that says, Kai Cenat announces he's retiring from streaming, and the caption's like, oh, we're going to miss you. That is not true. Kai is not retiring. He said at the end of his last marathon stream that he was shutting things down for an undetermined amount of time. He said last night that he wants to create a fashion line. He wants to do acting. He wants to do directing. I told you guys that one of the major reasons why he cut off his dreads is because he's going to be playing young Kevin Hart in Kevin Hart's upcoming biopic, and there's other things. From what I've heard, he's not retiring. He's just taking an undetermined amount of time off. I don't see Kai having all those subs and doing all of that stuff and just totally abandoning it. I think that he might do other things or developing other things and then, you know, implement streaming in the middle of it, like in the making or the promotion. So from what we know now, he's not 100% retiring. And also just to recap, he took home 4 awards last night. Best Just Chatting Streamer, which again, just sitting down for 7, 8, 9, 10 hours chatting is crazy to me. Best Marathon Stream, Best Stream Event, and Best Stream Collaboration. And that's with him and LeBron James. That's where he cut off his dreads. And also, I just want to shout out Kai. During his speech, he took time out to tell everybody in the content creating community, hey, make sure you think about your life. Make sure you think and concentrate on your mental health. Yes, we do know that, you know, as a creator, you get caught up sometimes and we're always trying to, you know, make content and views and money and all of this stuff. But, you know, take a second out and think about your mental health. And y'all know me how I stand up for mental health. So shout out to Kai. Love that he took the time out to do that. And I think that's another thing that he's doing now while taking time off. When was the stream? Was it October 31st? Yeah, so it's been like a month and a half now. And probably if it's December now, he's probably not going to come back until like January. But that's an indication that, yes, he's taking time off to work on some other things, but he's taking time off for himself, for his own mental health. So that's something that we should all do. So shout out to Kai for that. And lastly, the last kind of backlash that Cinderella is getting, she made a joke to Rakai about stealing, and she's getting some backlash on that. Clover Boys react to Cinderella asking Rakai a weird question at the Streamer Awards. What's the coolest thing you've ever stolen? Now, remember 2-3 days ago, I played you guys a clip from Rakai when he went into Walmart. He took these flowers up from the entrance, gave it to a random lady. He's like, hey, I got you this. Have a great day. And she's like, yeah, did you pay for it? And he's like, yeah, of course I did. And then she leaves, and then he's like, ha, ha, ha. If she ever gets caught, she's got caught with stolen items. And he got banned from Twitch for that. Now, at that time, people were saying that he got banned for 2 years. From what I heard, it was a glitch and it was a mistake, and it's only 2 weeks, whatever. But a couple of streamers have done this, and now Cinderella is just making a joke saying, hey, what's the coolest thing you've ever stolen? And then she says, hey, I'm just joking, don't answer that. She's getting a lot of backlash saying, she's trying to make him fit in this stereotypical, like as a black blogger, they're stealing. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know if it's a stretch. It is something negative highlighting, but then again, a host is there to provoke stuff, right? If you like, I go back to the Oscars, whether it be Chris Rock, look how we poked Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. It resulted in the slap, right? Like that's what hosts do. So, yeah, I don't know. If you put together the Kai joke and then you put together this, I could see why people are like, bro, why don't you say something to some other people that are not young black men? So if you put two of them together, I could see where the backlash is coming from. But here is a clip. You guys take a listen.
Rakai, question.
Yo.
What's the coolest thing you've ever stolen? Don't answer it! It's a test, Rakai! Have you learned nothing? Don't answer it! Don't answer it!
Rakai was banned from Twitch after a recent live stream where he handed flowers to a woman in Walmart and appeared to leave without paying, which Twitch labels as illegal activity. So when the Streamer Award host Cinderella joked about the incident on stage, many viewers felt the comment crossed the line. Some called it racially insensitive towards Rakai and the Clover Boys, saying it played into harmful stereotypes, while others argue it was just a typical award show humor since hosts joke about other nominees' controversies. The moment quickly went viral and sparked a major debate online. I feel like people just like to debate online, to be honest with you. But my final decision is when you put the both of them together, Kai and Rakai, and those are from the same camp, it's a little much. Anyways, y'all sound off. Let me know if you watch the Streamer Awards. Let me know what you think about it. And let me know what you think about Cinderella and her hosting duties in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. All right, in our first quick story. All right, we have heard this a couple of times. I wanted to bring it to quick news quickly just to set the record straight. I've seen this online a couple of times. Which are you choosing? $900,000 each day, $10 billion right now, $90,000 every 5 minutes, or $1,000 every second. Now, quickly, everyone is gonna jump at the $1 billion. $10 billion tomorrow is not promised. Okay, we get it. But the answer here, and it should always be, is $1,000 every second. Do the math. 1,000 per second equals $88,400,000 a day. That in roughly 115 days, you'll have 10 billion. So you want 10 billion right now, or in 115 days, have your 10 billion, and then every second you keep making more money. So the one answer simply, I'm sorry, is $1,000 every second. Because waiting 3 months for 10 billion, I'll take my chances. Now, if it was 1 billion now, and then it was, I don't know, let's say $10 a second, and then, it took you, 5 years to get to the 10 billion, I'd say take the 10 billion, and over those 5 years, you're multiplying it so much, fine. But if you really drill it down, you will make the $10 billion in 3 months and 15 days. 3.5 months, you're at 10 billion. Guys, the answer is simple. You want $1,000 every second for the rest of your life. The debate is over. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. All right, in our second quick story. All right, I'm anxious to hear what you guys think about this, especially the parents out there. Australia becomes the first country in the world to ban social media access for users under 16 years old. Australia has enacted the Online Safety Amendment, Social Media Minimum Age Act, becoming the first country to ban social media access for users under the age of 16. The law applies to platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, X, YouTube, Reddit, Twitch, and Kick. Enforcement responsibilities lies with the platforms, which must implement age verification measures like photo ID scanning and biometric checks. Companies that fail to comply with the law may face fines up to approximately $32 million American for serious or repeated violations. The legislation is intended to reduce online risks, and similar measures are being considered in countries such as Malaysia, Denmark, Newark, and several US states. So I wanted to bring this here. What do you guys think of this? I think my opinion should be pushed to the side personally because I'm not a parent. As you guys know, of course, I do have niece and nephews, which I've spoken about repeatedly. And my sister is very strict when it comes to social media. Her kids don't have phones in particular. They're not even allowed to have cell phones, I think, till they're like 13, 14. Yes, they could take their brothers and sisters if they're younger, but to actually own, it's not till 13, if I'm not mistaken. And she allows them to go on social media, but they're not allowed to post anything, like at all. They cannot post. They can't have an account, has to be private, no posting. My sister herself is not a big social media, neither is my brother-in-law, so it's a little bit easier for them. And while I'm a big social media person, you guys know that I built my company off of social media. I've used social media in every single stage of my life, from marketing, and as you guys know, I have a show, and et cetera, et cetera. I am a big social media person. And as much as I love my niece and nephews, it's very different from living with somebody every day. So, like I said, I'm going to deflect to parents, and of course, my sister, who doesn't necessarily ban them, but does not let them post, and of course, monitors what they see. To the point where you have to be 16 to just even get on there. I don't know. Again, we're going to take my opinion out there because I'm not a parent. It's very different when you're a parent, and I want to really do my due diligence to respect that. But I just add in, maybe consider my sister's way, who I think is a very conservative parent and pretty strict. And is it okay maybe to monitor it, make sure there's the proper controls and not allowing them to post? Is that enough to shield them from the dark side? Or do you guys just prefer, no, a ban, get on social media at 16 years old? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, our third quick story. Sydney Sweeney says she doesn't support the views linked to her American Eagle campaign. According to reports, Sydney Sweeney says she doesn't back the views people tie to her American Eagle campaign. I was honestly surprised by the reaction. I did it because I love the jeans and I love the brand. I don't support the views some people choose to connect to the campaign. Many have assigned motives and labels to me that are just not true. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm always trying to bring people together. I'm against hate and divisiveness. In the past, my stance has been to never respond to negative or positive press, but recently I have come to the realization that my silence regarding this issue has only widened the division, not closed it. So I hope this new year brings more focus on what connects us instead of what divides us. Now, if you guys remember, this was the American Eagle campaign where she was talking about her jeans. And is her jeans the white skin, blonde hair, blue-eyed jeans that she prefers? Or is it the jeans that she's wearing prefers? And of course, it created a lot of racial division and suggesting that American Eagle is saying that white skin, blonde hair, and blue eyes are better jeans than the alternative. Now, we also told you a couple of weeks ago that Zendaya is refusing to stand beside Sydney Sweeney during press for Euphoria 3 that they're presently doing. And if I'm not mistaken, it's coming back to HBO January, February, somewhere in Q1, which I'm very excited about. Can't wait. Y'all know it's one of my top 5 or top 10 favorite streaming shows. But I am going to call BS on this because, yes, she had said, oh, I don't comment on positive or negative. And I'll admit, I haven't really seen her comment in the spotlight per se over the years. But if you do a campaign like this and you see instantaneously what comes about, you're telling me you're going to wait for 5 months, 6 months till one of your co-star calls you out, and then now you're going to come out and be like, oh, I realize my silence has made it worse, so now you're going to say something? No, you're saying something because Zendaya called you out. You're saying something because it's starting to probably affect your money. It's starting to probably affect you being invited or potentially even some jobs. And let's not also forget her flop that just happened in the movie theater, that boxing movie that she did. I don't remember the name, but it was one of the worst debuts in the history of movies in theaters. It was that low. So Zendaya not standing beside her, probably not getting a lot of invites, probably not getting a lot of jobs, probably having the top 10 worst debuts of all times in the theater. Oh, guys, now I just want to say, no, I don't want to divide us. I want to bring us together. No, you should have said that before, bro. You should have said that the first day, 2 days. You're like, okay, it's 3 days now. It's getting too much. You should have said something then. You don't say something 6 months down the line. So I'm calling BS. I do not believe this apology. She's sorry that she's losing money, and that's why she's talking now. Just my opinion. Y'all weigh off and let me know what you think in the comment section below. All right, in our fourth quick story, men who have never married and don't have children now make up one of the fastest growing groups today. Shout out to your boy, never married, no kids. A new demographic data shows that men who have never been married and don't have children are quickly becoming one of the fastest expanding groups in places like the US. More men are entering their 30s and 40s without stepping into traditional roles like marriage or fatherhood. Sometimes by personal choices, sometimes due to financial pressures, and sometimes simply because they haven't met the right partner yet. For me, that's my reason. I haven't met the right person yet. As experts say, the shift comes from a combination of changing attitudes towards relationships, rising living expenses, and a growing focus on career, passion, and individual freedom. Still, surveys reveal that many of these men aren't against the idea of marriage or kids. They're just moving on a different timetable than previous generations. Exactly. I think I might do like my next vlog on this, not too sure, but I'm not opposed to being married. I would love, I think, to get married. More than anything, I would love a partnership with a woman. You guys know every time we talk about this subject in social discussion or question of the day, I reiterate how much I love love. That's why I love R&B music so much. I love loving somebody and somebody loving me. I don't know 100% if that needs to equate to a contract with the government and have to get married. I think I'm more like the ceremony and bringing the families together more than anything. I would love to have children. Again, I think I would love to have children. We just spoke about 5-10 minutes ago. My sister has 4 kids who I'm very close with. I'm their uncle and their godfather. And of course, other family members and friends have their godparents to their children. I love having kids. But having said all of that, I feel like lately, and again, I'll maybe do a vlog on this, and I'm just a sidebar from this. I feel like I might be okay if none of it happens. I feel like, and this was before this article, by the way, I feel like I've always lived my life very just determined to be successful. I've always been very ambitious since I was a little kid, and starting companies and traveling and modeling and acting and music or whatever. And like my sister has always said, I want to grow up. I want to get a degree. I want to get married. I want to have kids. That's always been her focus. My sister is brilliant. She could have been the CEO of any company, but for her, her life has always to be a mom. Like that's what my sister wants. Just like my mom. My mom just wants to be a mom. And I think they're the 2 best moms in the world. That's just what I think. I always joke and I say that, if it wasn't for my mom, my sister would be the best mom. But my mom, to me, is the best mom in the world. And I love you, Mom. She watches every single show. So shout out to moms. But having said that, my dream has never been dreamt to get married and have kids. It's always been more like, yeah, I think it would be nice because that's what society says and you see that. But then the more that I think about it, I'm like, I never planned it to be a must. For me, it's always been if it happens, it happens. And I just think my love for kids and my love for like pouring into other people and, you know, giving back and wanting to, y'all know I told you like my passion is to have people live out their truth. I've always thought that it would be amazing to do that to your own children. Like I write books and go out to high schools or you know, different schools or different events or whatever, and I'm always trying to like give back. So just imagine like my own children, right? Like girls I've met or girls I've spoken to or people I've been around be like, you'd be such an amazing dad. But it's still never been like this must happen in my plan. So I say all of that to say that I think this article is kind of revealing that there's some guys like me that are like, I'm not opposed to it, but I feel like as I get older, like I might be okay. I might be okay with it not happening. The thing I'm not too sure about, and maybe I'll deep dive into vlog, is that have I just been ambitious and been focused on that and been like, okay, along the way, I know I'll meet the right girl. And I think maybe it's me getting to a point where I'm like, I haven't met the right girl and I don't think the right girl is out there. And, you know, I've kind of maybe given up on that. And again, I'm not looking for the perfect person. I'm just looking for the perfect person for me. I'm not perfect. She doesn't have to be perfect. I want perfect person for me. So I think it's a combination of it not being like, oh my gosh, it's a must, and a mix of like, I just don't think that perfect person for me is out there, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with just living my life like this. If it happens, great. But I'm never going to rush anything. I'm never going to settle. I'm never going to have kids with the wrong person. It's got to be 100% unequivocally, this is the girl for me or not. So that's my 2 cents. And I feel a little comfort knowing that we're a growing number. So shout out to the men out there who feel the same way. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this is actually kind of funny. In our 5th quick story, go to the calendar and look at February 2026 and how perfect it is. All right, so I have the picture up here for those who are not seeing it. February 2026 is perfect in the sense that there's never a day that is missing out the calendar. You know, like some days, some months will start on a Tuesday and then it ends on a Friday and there's like spaces in the calendar. No, if you go, you see February the 1st starts on a Sunday and February the 28th ends on a Saturday. So there is no missing squares in the calendar. It's just 4 straight weeks, starting on Sunday, finishing on Saturday. And now I've always wondered, I'm sure there's a reason, why do calendars start on a Sunday? I know there's a reason for sure, but why don't they just start it on a Monday? Whatever the reason is, start it on a Monday. But we're not going to change over everything here. Calendar starts on a Sunday. February 26th, 2026 is perfect. The February 2026 calendar is a rare occurrence that calendar enthusiasts called a perfect month. This phenomenon happens when the month's 28 days, which is exactly 4 weeks, starts on the first day of the week, making the entire month perfectly fitting into 4 rows on a standard calendar. For most Western calendars, which begin the week off by Sunday, this means February the 1st, 2026 will fall on a Sunday. A perfect month can only occur in a common non-leap year because February must have 28 days and the number evenly divided by 7. The arrangement occurs that every single date falls on the same day of the week for all 4 weeks. For instance, the 7th, 14th, 21st, and 28th will all be a Saturday. This alignment will not happen again for February until 2037. While it has no major economic or scientific impact, it offers a moment of satisfaction, symmetry, and it gives order for often irregular something calendar system. Creo-gratimary calendar system. So not a big deal, just cool. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, in our 6th quick story, Nearly 500,000 80-year-olds are still in the workforce because they can't retire. Things are too expensive. I literally cannot stop working. Okay, I thought this was really sad, but just something to talk about. Now, I'm clearly not 80. I think when I get to the age of 80, I don't want to stop working. That's just me. I like working. You guys see that I work here 7 days a week. I have always worked 7 days a week. When I had the stores, I mean, anybody knows in retail, your busiest days are on the weekend. Even the days that I worked in the store, the first 7, 8 years, I like working. For me, it gets my mind off of things and it keeps me going. I might change when I get to 80, but it's not really a money thing for me. It's about being active and being productive. But I do find it really sad when you go somewhere and you see an older person in their 60s or 70s and they look tired. They do not look happy. They don't look like they're enjoying themselves. And you could tell they're working because they're potentially working paycheck to paycheck. And to be 80 years old and be living through that life, it makes me really, really sad. Now, you got to be fair. Some people you have brought this amongst yourself, not applying your savings properly, not living, etc., etc. But for the most part, it's just this economy is horrible. The just living conditions are tough. Things are expensive. Inflation, etc., etc. So while yes, some people it's self-inflicted, not necessarily maybe working hard enough or not being smart with your money, it's just a tough environment. And I feel sad to see anybody at that age working, especially when it's like on their feet or bagging groceries or whatever. It breaks my heart. And it's sad to see that there's 500,000 out there saying they want to, but they can't. And they literally can't stop working. So just want to share that with you. Government, let's do something for our elderly people. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, two fun not male and female, but R&B and hip hop. Which one has to go? Which one are you deleting? Now, I think this was a podcast, and they're asking Max B. To me, it's pretty easy, but you guys decide. Michael Jackson, Chris Brown, Kanye West, Kendrick Lamar, Bob Marley. I don't know why Rihanna is in here. She's the only female, but whatever. Rihanna, Drake, and Tupac. To me, it's between Kendrick and Kanye. To me, the rest, it's not even up for discussion. And Kanye, you just know I have my own personal gripe with him on a personal basis, the stuff that he does with mental health and bipolar and all that stuff. But if you take that away and you just talk about the music, for me personally, it would be Kendrick Lamar. Has nothing to do with the Drake Kendrick Lamar beef or whatever. It's just, if you're talking about catalog, yes, do I like some of Kendrick's music? Yes. Are there some hits that are undeniable, global #1 hits? 100%. But you're putting Kendrick up against Tupac, against Drake, against Rihanna, Bob Marley, Michael Jackson, the GOAT of all GOATs, Chris Brown. Well, actually, you know what? I take that back. It's not between Kanye and Kendrick. It's between Chris Brown and Kendrick, actually, because Kanye West has a huge catalog too, because you got to think not just his music, but also his producing. So yeah, I think the two smallest catalogs personally are Kendrick and Chris. And if I had to choose, I'm an R&B guy. So actually, Kendrick's catalog is probably even better than Chris Brown's, but because I'm an R&B guy, I would go with Chris. So yeah, Kendrick is the one who I'm deleting. Who are you deleting? Michael, Chris, Kanye, Kendrick, Bob, Rihanna, Drake, Tupac. Let me know in the comment section below. Sorry, I forgot that there was a girl part. Based on, yes, I still have a little bit of a cough. Based on vocals, who's the best singer? Vocals, not song, not #1. Vocals, people. Again, this one to me should be easy. Mary J. Blige, Janet Jackson, Aaliyah, and Ashanti. Guys, it's just unequivocally Mary J. Blige. Vocally, look, I love Ashanti. Y'all know that. For my day one listeners, I used to joke around and call Ashanti my baby mama. Even when her and Nelly got together, people would DM me oh, you lost your girl, whatever. Love Ashanti. Love her music. And I really love her. If you ever watch interviews, she just seems so fun and down to earth and real, and she's always laughing. She has a very good relationship with her mother. She's just a good person, I feel. But vocally, stop it. Now, Aaliyah, a lot of people don't realize Aaliyah does have a very good voice, not a huge range, but Aaliyah was more like of a, like a vibe, right? She was with Timberland and Missy or whatever. So vocally, you're not hearing her in a vocal category with like a Celine Dion or a Patti LaBelle or Christina Aguilera, like vocal pipes. Did I say Whitney Houston? Okay. Janet, love Janet. My original baby mama is Janet. I used to have pictures of Janet Jackson in my room. Like, I love you, Janet. Love. You come from music royalty. Again, nice voice, more of an entertainer and a dancer. And, she's known as one of the best female choreographer dancers of all times. I mean, look at Sierra, and even Beyonce was like, hey, she's just trying to mimic what she saw Janet do, and Michael. But again, vocally, you wouldn't put her in that category. Now, Mary J. Blige, she doesn't have the dancing. She doesn't have the entertainment. She doesn't have all of that stuff. But she's the queen of hip hop soul. She is the queen. She created a genre of music. And again, would I put Mary in the category of a Celine Dion, a Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey? Maybe not, but she could hold a stage with them. I tell you that. She's definitely up there. So for me, vocally, unequivocally in this group, I actually felt like it could have been a little bit more competitive. But for me, Mary J. Blige. Sorry, Queen Mary J. Blige. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. All right, our 8th quick story. I hate when I run out of fingers. I like when I'm like, our 3rd lead story. Dennis Rodman Jr. was seen on a date with Scottie Pippen's ex-wife, Larsa Pippen. Jeez. Do you guys remember when we used to talk about Larsa Pippen like 2 or 3 times a week with this whole Marcus Jordan thing and all of that? Now, look, Larsa, hold on. Let me just back up in case this is going over someone's head. Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, best friends, won 6 championships together, one of the best duos ever, okay? His wife that was best friends with Michael Jordan, well, sorry, we can't say off the court, but Scottie and Jordan, best duo. His wife dated Michael Jordan's son for almost a year or 2 years. Everybody talked about that. Now she's dating Dennis Rodman, and Dennis Rodman was a teammate of Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. So just to bring everybody up to speed, this is the 2nd teammate's child that Larsa Pippen is dating. Yes. Michael Jordan, teammates, 2nd one. Now, while you got dragged for dating Michael Jordan's son, let's say you chalk that up to love, which is crazy because you were around him when he was a child. So that's just crazy. But then you went on to dating him. But let's just give you the benefit of the doubt, for argument's sake, that you just fell in love. What's this excuse now, Larsa? Dennis Rodman's son. Why are you dating all these old NBA players' child? I don't understand. And if I'm not mistaken, Larsa has kids because Scottie Pippen has kids, and I'm sure they had kids together. And like they're almost your son's age. What are you doing? Anyways, we'll see if this turns into a thing. I know Larsa loves the spotlight. I know but Larsa, I think there's other ways for you to navigate your career other than dating your ex-husband's teammates' children. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, our 9th quick story. It's not about the money. It's about the mindset that built it. Most people hear broke and think bad person, but the truth is wealth doesn't just change your bank account. It changes your habits, discipline, and how you move in life. So the real question is, would you stay with somebody who lost it all if you knew they could rebuild it? Okay. This caption is, let's just talk about the topic at hand. I'm going to play this video here for you. This woman is sitting on a podcast. The guy asks her, hey, your husband is a friend to the room. If I'm not mistaken, a billionaire. Would you still be with him if he didn't have money? And she goes, F no. And then she goes on to say like, well, it's not about the money. It's about the mindset. And it's about the person that he is and la, 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 la. And Actually, you know what? Let me stop talking so much. Let me play for you, and then I'll tell you what I think. Because just listen.
Your boyfriend is, of course, a millionaire. He's literally one of our greatest friends. He's one of my brothers. If he wasn't making all that money, would you actually still be with him?
No.
Really?
No.
Why is that?
The qualities, the characteristics, the behaviors, the mindsets, and the habits of a man who is broke are very different compared to a man that's making money. Now, I'm not saying that money makes the man, but I am saying that the trials and the tribulations that man had to endure to acquire a lot of money is what makes him. Right? So if his mind's not in the right place, his money's also not going to be in the right place. If you were to ask me, okay, but would you still be with your man if he ended up losing it all? Then the answer would be yes. Because if he had acquired it once before, he's already gone through the lessons.
He can do it again.
He can do it again. And if he's with me and I'm by his side, I'll make
sure
he gets that shit
he's gonna make
tenfold.
sure.
Exactly.
You see, for me, it's the beginning where he's like, oh, if he didn't have all this money, we would be with him. She's like, F no. And then she, after, is like, oh, well, it's the mindset. It's the person. If you ask me if he lost it, and then, I would be there with him because I would help him bring it back now, or make it back. Now, look, y'all know that I have been up on this show numerous amount of times saying that I particularly don't have a problem with a woman that is attracted to an alpha male, because I consider myself an alpha male, somebody who's ambitious, somebody that, is tenacious in being successful in this world. And I don't have a problem with that. And, 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, that kind of tenacity results in a certain amount of money. But while I can understand a woman being attracted to that, you also have to make sure that a woman is actually just attracted to the person. So to say like, he has to have money, and then if he lost it, I would still want to be with him because I know that he would make it back, that's horrible. But saying that his money is just a result, but I like a strong-minded man. I like an ambitious man. I like a man that is da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It just so happens that there's money there. That is what I don't have a problem with. Her saying F no right off the bat like that lets you know that she just only wants to be with a guy with money, and it just so happens that he's da-da-da-da-da-da. Because if you like a person's ambition and you like a person's that's the qualities that you like of that person. The results of it, that's all blah, 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 blah. Because as you know, for me, I've told you guys a million times, money is never going to change who you are. You're not going to change your marriage. It's not going to change anything and nothing. Money is just a construct. It's not really real. So any ambitious or alpha man out there or whatever, just be careful when you hear, oh, I just want this mindset of a guy and I want that, whatever, blah, blah. That's fine. But you cannot want that mindset. And then as a result, even if he is that type of guy, but he doesn't make a lot of money, then you don't want that. So is it the money you want, or is it the mindset you want? And why do you want that mindset? Because if you want that mindset just because you want to see it, or do you want that mindset because that's what you want for your kids and that's the kind of positivity you want to be around to maybe encourage yourself to do something? Why do you want just that mindset just for the result of money is wrong. Wanting that type of mindset so that you can get encouraged by it and you do whatever you want, whether it's a nonprofit, whether it's your own business or whatever. And more importantly, if it's because if it's somebody who you're looking to raise your kids with so that your daughters and your sons could have a great example of somebody who's ambitious and tenacious and smart, that's okay. This girl's only thing is money. Y'all know, let me know what you think in the comment section below. All right, in our 10th quick story, I should have put this right after the 80-year-olds working, but somebody did a comparison between boomers and millennials at 30 years old, and it's very interesting. So boomers at 30 years old in the 90s, a lot of people are saying that millennials have it worse now, and people are saying back in the day, of course, boomers are like, oh, we had it hard too. Here is a money comparison. Boomers at 30 years old in the 1990s, their average income was $30,000 a year. The average home cost $1.1 thousand. You spent $350 a month on groceries, $150 on healthcare, $150 on a car, $40 on insurance, $60 on gas, $0 on your education, and $400 a month on daycare. You add all that up, and it was $2,225 a month was your expenses for a 30-year-old in 1990. Now, if you take that $30,000 income, you're left with negative $200 at the end of the month. Okay, so it was still tough for boomers in the 90s. Expenses versus money you made at the end of the month, you were negative $200. Following? Millennials today that are 30 years old, your average income is $85,000. An average house is $3,000. Groceries is $1,000. Healthcare is $600. Car is $400. Insurance $150. Gas $150. Student loans is $450. Daycare is $2,000. So if you add that up, today the average 30-year-old's expenses is $8,150. And if you take the average income at $85,000, it's only $5,800 that you're bringing home. At the end of the month, you're behind $2,000 a month, $2,350. So 1990, you were behind 200. Today, you're behind 2,000. Now, if you add inflation to that, even it's still harder today. If you add inflation to 30 years ago, it's maybe you're behind not 200, but maybe let's say just like 1,000. Today, $2,000 in the negative at the end of every month. Things are not looking good, and it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. They talk about the middle class being eradicated, and it's just being, the lower class and higher class, because it's so hard for just the average person who's averagely getting by. Elon Musk talks about this, that now with AI and robots and all of that stuff, you're going to have to start paying people to stay at home, and it's going to be more beneficial instead of hiring people and paying them $85,000 a year, maybe just paying people $30,000, $35,000 a year to just stay home. So things are not going in the right direction is what we're looking at here. We've got to look to the government to make things better. But right now, Donald Trump is talking about Somalians and boats. Let's get back to the economy, people. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, in our 11th quick story, LaMelo Ball reunites with Nikki Baby days after wife Rashida Nicole slammed him for neglecting her and their newborn. Y'all know how I feel about men and neglecting their children and families. It drives me crazy. Anthony Edwards is one of my favorite new guys in the NBA. Last year we dragged him. And LaMelo, you're no better, bro. Looks like, sorry, did I say LaMelo? That's his brother. Angelo. Let's just call him Jello, okay? Looks like LiAngelo Ball went back to his family. Really? Mesquita shared videos of LiAngelo. Is it Mesquita? Yeah, sorry, Mesquita. Shared videos of LiAngelo and his ex, Nikki Baby, at their daughter's birthday party. Nikki was all smiles as she entered with her baby daddy. This outing comes just days after LiAngelo's wife, Rashida Nicole, blasted him for neglecting her during her pregnancy. Additionally, she also claimed he wasn't there for their newborn. She even offered an apology to Nikki. What do y'all think about their blended family situation? I just think it's horrible that you girls keep on having babies with men like this. That is the bigger issue, if you ask me. I'm coming to the point now where I might not even keep blaming these guys. Now, you do know I am going to blame them, but why are these girls bringing themselves in this situation? So a couple of months ago, Nikki was blasting Mesquita, whatever her name is, for, oh, you're taking my man, you're doing this, whatever, blah, blah. Now that he's back with you because Nikki Baby's, daughter and their family's birthday, and now he's back with you, and now it's like, oh, let's put it all over the Instagram. All over Instagram? I don't know. Just find better men to have kids with. That's just my 2 cents. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, y'all. This brings us to everyone's favorite segment, comments and social discussion of the day. But before that, I have a very important question to ask y'all. Is your computer, laptop, or cell phone vulnerable to data breaches? Please allow me to answer that question for you. Yes, they are if you are not using Aura, the all-in-one digital security platform. Go to my sponsor below, aura.com/trendoutloud to get your 14-day free trial to see if any of your data has already been exposed. If you're ever wondering how scammers get your phone number or why your inbox is filled with spam, here is why. There are companies called data brokers, and they sell your data, and they do it without your consent, and they make billions of dollars selling it to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. That is why I recommend today's sponsor, Aura, to my family, friends, and out louders. Aura takes care of the hard part for you, automatically removing your information off of these sites. Now, just give me 2 seconds, as y'all know I like to do. What does that mean? Every time you go on a site and you enter any of your information, whether you're buying, subscription, or whatever, the information is kept in the background and sold to companies that want to do research and find out what you like and what you shop and et cetera, et cetera. Your information gets in the hands of scammers, and that's how come you get these phone calls. That's how come you get these emails. And if you answer the wrong thing on one of these phone lines, you can get charged. You click on the wrong link, all your information is gone. They're stealing homes out here, deeds, taking loans. It's the Wild Wild West, and it's during the holidays. It's even worse. What Aura does is it works in the background. You can call all these different companies or platforms that you do business with or email them and say, hey, I just made this order. Can you delete my account and not sell any of my information? But who has the time for that? You have Aura. Do it for you automatically for free. That is what they are there for. So for those of you who don't know about this, anything you do digitally online, when you have Aura, they take all your information and keep it offline. Let me tell you a little bit more. Aura is an all-in-one digital security platform. You may already have a digital security tool, but not having Aura is like locking your front door and keeping your back door open. With Aura, you get alerts if any of your personal information is ever found on the dark web. You get a real-time fraud alert if your credit card or banking information is ever found. You get a secure VPN, antivirus, password manager, and they also have US-based around-the-clock customer service, which to me is super important. Also, in the event that something does go wrong, Aura also includes a $5 million identity theft insurance protection package. It's not offered, it's something that's included because they know their programs, they know they could trust their software, so they insure it as a backative. It's dangerous out here. Go click the link below, QR code beside me. It's free for 14 days. Within that 14 days, they can at least show you all your stuff that's out there and take it off. They're willing to do it for free to show you how their programs and software works. If you ask me, I would just try it out and see how it looks. Go from there, all right? Okay, let's go to comments of the day. I don't have a super chat today, but it's all good. We're going to sort by newest. We're going to go down to show you guys I'm not picking and choosing. Good comments and bad comments. We like them all. And we're going to stop right here. Trent, I'm not a CEO fan, Candace Owens, but if you are going to comment on the invitation to TPUSA, you should watch the show. She offered to jump on the live with them. The offer, in my opinion, from TPUSA was not a serious one. The way they announced it on X was shady AF. Everybody does live streams virtually. Why insist on her appearing in person? They now say the invitation was issued by Erica, and she says if that is the case, she will consider going if it is a genuine meeting. Also, TPUSA has made millions, I think you mean selling t-shirts similar to what he was unalived in. She makes money off of her show like all of you do. All right, sorry I didn't say the name, but it's all together, so I can't figure out what it is. I think it might just be So-Ray. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. First of all, thank you very much for your comment. Second of all, I do watch more than just the clips. I admit it, I'm not watching every single day for hours and hours and hours. But irregardless of that, Candace said, anytime, any place, I will accept and I will come and I will sit down there. Everything else other than that, to me, is just noise. And I respect Candace. She's not my favorite person in the world, and I respect the fact that you're not a fan of her either. But all of that in the middle is all mumbo jumbo. If you go on record and you say, I will come there right now, I will come there tomorrow, we don't need lawyers, we don't need anything, and then you make a joke and say, hey, the only thing that I don't want is don't unalive me. That is saying that unequivocally you are ready to do anything. You can't, after that, sit down and say, well, the invitation, then the live stream, then this, and then go to the point now where you're like, okay, I'm just going to live stream your live stream and make comments. It just doesn't make sense to me. And I'm not the only one who said that. So totally understand your point of view. And thank you so much for your comment. And at the end of the day, I have video proof of everything that she says and I back it up. So I don't need to listen for 2 hours to hear somebody say, I will go anytime, anywhere, any place, wherever to speak about this because I want to make sense of what happened to Charlie Kirk. You cannot say that and then back out afterwards. Candace Owens has money. She could get security. She could do all of those things. So again, thank you for your comment. All right. Also, for those of you who are interested in giving a super thanks, a lot of people have asked, hey, do you have PayPal? Do you have Venmo? The easiest way for you to give back to the show is through by way of a super thanks. It's the button below. Once you get to a super thanks, you can get a SKU. You can decide any amount that you want to give back. Any amount is appreciated. What I like about super thanks rather than Venmo or PayPal is you could change the thanks and put a comment. It gives me a notification. It's like sending me a text message so I get it right away from you. I'll heart it, like it, and I'll read it back the next day if you would like me to. Here is YouTube explaining it better than I can.
Buy a super thanks by clicking the thanks button under your video. There are multiple price points a viewer can purchase that each have their own special one-time animation. As an added bonus, viewers will get to post a distinct, colorful comment in your video's comment section.
All right, the other way for those of you who are looking back to give back to the show is sign up to the Out Loud membership today. You get a loyalty badge, you get emojis, member-only live stream, member-only videos, early access to new videos, and member shout-outs. Also, I do a weekly vlog. I can't say weekly anymore because it's like almost like bi-weekly now, but I'll do vlogs from time to time just to give you guys kind of like a background information or things that are going on in my personal life. Because y'all know I like to talk. So make sure you sign up for that Out Loud membership today. When you get to the menu, oh, by the way, it's the first link below or the join button above me. When you get to that membership window, you'll see different tiers. That was also a result of people asking, hey, we don't want to just have one amount. Can you give us a different amount or different amounts? So you'll see Out Loud Family, MVP, Out Loud Proud. That's like a tip menu. Choose whichever one you want. All levels of membership give you the same access. We're one big happy family. We're all Out Louders. That's just determining of how much we like to give per month. Anything you give is appreciated. We appreciate y'all, all right? Now, let's get to social discussion of the day. Very interested in this one. This one doesn't have a headline, but we'll just go right to the video. And I'll give a little bit of a headline. The guys, Ryan Clark and his crew at The Pivot are talking about a homie that has passed away and his friend marrying his wife or widow. Now, guys, would you marry your best friend's wife if you passed? Yeah, if your friend passed away, would you marry his wife? And ladies, would you marry or would you date? Would you do anything with your friend, with your husband who passed away with his best friend? This to me shouldn't even be in social discussion, but because they brought it up, I'm shocked. And you can tell I can't even have the words come out my mouth properly. Bro, there should be no consideration. There should be no thought, nothing. When I'm alive, it's off the table. Don't look at my girl. Don't talk to her. Don't send her a text message. Nothing. When you come over, we all can talk together. Other than that, there's no communication, bro. That's it. Done. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. See how worked up I'm getting? Yeah, we could have like a group text. We could create like a little bit of jokes here and there or not, but nah, bro. Nah. There's no relationship with my wife. Especially if I'm not here? Y'all are crazy. Y'all are taking this whole friendship thing a little too close for comfort for me. I'm gone, and my kids and my wife are out here, and y'all are going to get so close that y'all start your own relationship? Ooh, you must not be afraid of me coming back to haunt you every second of your life. Both of y'all. First of all, let me just make something clear. My wife, the woman who I would marry, she would unequivocally know that she wouldn't even think about talking to my best friend if I wasn't here. She would know her man. She would know her man. My kids would be riding for their dad, so my kids would 100% know who their father was. So that for sure wouldn't go on. And more importantly, my best friend would never even think or dream of being with my girl. because he'd be my best friend and he'd know what's up. So do we even need to go to the video? I think I just like said everything, but we'll go to the video quickly so you can see them. Take a look.
There's a big disagreement on this show. The light-skinned person on this show.
Come on, Red.
So here's my question,
Come
Dad.
on, Red.
Dad, so here's my question, right? You talked about your best man at the wedding, right? Let's say, God forbid, something does happen to you.
Yep.
Do you think it's okay for him to then marry your old lady if he's... Thank you!
No.
You say yeah.
Allow me to retort. Your wonderful wife. Should Billy just give her back to the streets? Billy's a good dude, ain't he?
Yeah, for sure.
Good man.
For sure.
Spiritual.
Yeah.
Strong would be a good stepfather.
He trying to make it make sense.
Wait, Billy gonna make sure his kids straight. Billy gonna make sure his kids straight. He gonna make sure his wife has what she needs.
Make sure the house is set. Make sure his people good.
You don't
All
need
he's doing is missing out on him.
On what?
He could be right there.
Doing what?
Loving.
The amount of people that actually agreed with him.
A lot of people do.
A lot of people did.
More women almost.
Yeah, a lot of women was like, that makes sense.
He's like, oh, I should just give her back to the streets, as if like you're doing your boy a favor. You ain't here anymore. So instead of like some dude out in the street getting her, I'm going to take her. Now you leave her out to the street, man. You leave her out to the streets. My wife is going to be okay. She doesn't need help from my best friend. And then he also is like, oh, well, he's there taking care of your kids, being a good uncle, making sure the house is secure, whatever. Yeah, you do all that, but you leave my wife alone. Don't go up into no bedroom with my wife. No. Like I said, this wouldn't even be a problem for me because my kids would not let it happen. My wife for sure would never let it happen. And my best friend wouldn't even think about it. Play with me. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, y'all. This brings us to question of the day. What's one perfume that always earns you compliments? Okay, I don't know if I've ever told you this before, but I'm not a cologne perfume type of guy. I do have one. I don't even remember where it's from, to be honest with you. And I maybe wear it once in a blue moon. I will say, though, that when I do wear it, I do get compliments. Like a girl, like, oh, you smell really nice or whatever. But I think I have... I don't know if I should be the one to say this, but I think I do have just a nice overall, just normal body smell. I'm always showering. I'm always taking care of myself. I'm always clean. So I think I just have like a normal, average, nice smell. I hope. But yeah, so I'm not a big cologne person, but I do know cologne and perfume like have its own like thing. My cousin's boyfriend has like a cologne collection, like how people like collect stamps, collect shoes, or whatever. He collects perfumes. I think he might even like trade for them or something, but it's like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. It's crazy. Anyways, first person said my natural scent. See, there you go. Why would I tell any all this information? Another person, they put a list of stuff here. Bellenia, Bacharach 540, Burberry Hero, Burberry Her, Never Fails. Last all day and dry down to perfection. Okay. YSL Libre. La Vie est Belle by Lachrome. Another La Vie est Belle. Blue powder oil, period. I don't know because I end up making my own mix. I get spray happy. Hand down is Lacombe. A lot of people saying Lacombe. I wear a lot of fragrances, but that's the only one I get consistent compliments and the biggest compliments. Men and women ask about it. I just ordered a refill and a pocket size. Okay. Good Girl by Caroline Herrera. Something, I think it's Symphony by LV. Burberry by Her. Gucci Floria. Black Optimum. All of them. Prada, Valentino. I don't even know these names. I have no clue, man. No clue. Somebody said Versace, Classic Noir, Prada, another Prada, Gucci, and Miss Dior. Anyways, y'all let me know because I know it's a big thing. What perfume or cologne do you wear that people are like, yo, you smell really good? And I'm going to try to start wearing it more because when I do wear it, I think when it mixes with my original scent, people are like, woof, smell good. I don't know. Sidebar, because I have such a strong personality, I don't want to walk in a room and you smell me, or I don't want to wear like a lot of like brands. We talked about this a couple of days ago. Like, I'm not going to wear a big Louis shirt and big Louis glasses and a bunch of jewelry. Like, I'm already the life of the party. You already know when I come in. Like, y'all think I'm like loud here. When I come into a party, it's like, yo, bam, 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 bam. I walk around with this like, bam. Hey, did it just die? Oh, wow. I just killed my horn. I gotta change. Bam, 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 bam. I'll come in and be like, yo, the party could start. Da-da. So imagine if I had on like heavy cologne, if I had on jewelry, if I had on this, I had on that. It would be like, it's already enough when I'm in the room. Like, you add in the cologne, the jewelry, the this or whatever, it would be much, man. Anyways, wow. I hope I didn't break my horn and this is just a battery thing, but stay tuned tomorrow to see if I broke my... Let me know the cologne or perfume in the comment section below. All right, y'all. That is it for me. Thank you so much for kicking it with me. I actually really enjoyed today's show. I felt like there was a lot of discussions. Like half the show was social discussion. I hope I see a lot of comments below. Anyways, really, really good. And I would also like... Oh, my thing's broken. Bam, 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 bam. We got through a show without mentioning Diddy's name. Let's go! Well, we did mention technically his name with Carson up, but we didn't talk about the documentary or talk about him at all. Let's try to go the whole week without talking about Diddy. All right. Before I let you go, just want to remind you of 3 things. For those who are interested in giving back to the show, the best way is to use that super thanks button below. We appreciate all the feedback. We appreciate all the support. We love y'all, whatever you are looking to send. Also, do not forget to sign up for the Out Loud membership. First link below or the button above me. And also give back to yourself and make sure you sign up with Aura. Do not go another day online, and you're online right now if you're listening to me, without having some protection. Make sure you sign up. Now, before I let you go, I just want to remind you of all the ways to keep up with the Trent Out Loud show. For those of you who like to listen to shows like this, make sure you head on over to your favorite podcast platform, type in Trent Out Loud, the show will pop up. Do not forget to hit the follow or subscribe button so you can be notified every time we upload a new show. And y'all know by now we upload daily, 7 days a week. I'm working hard for y'all, all right? Now, for those of you who are like me and you like to watch your shows, head on over to YouTube, type in Trent Out Loud. 6 things I'm going to need you to do. First thing is... make sure you hit that first subscribe. Second thing, make sure you hit that like button. Get the algorithming. Third thing to do, please, y'all know it's my favorite thing. Please comment below whether it's good or bad. You see I read out random comments. We like everything over here. We love the discussion. Please comment below. Now, for those of you who don't want to join in on the conversation, please, I don't want you to ever feel any pressure, but you can at least do me a favor and tell me where you're watching from. Is one of my favorite things to see every night. I look at all the comments and I love to see how global the show is. So let me know which country or city you are listening from or watching from. Now, fourth, like I said, we're trying to grow this platform and community. So for those of you who are really loving the show, please try to share it with your family, friends, and loved ones. Fifth of all, do not forget to sign up for the Out Loud membership. And 6, do not forget that super thanks button below every single video. I think that's it. Yeah. For those of you who want to follow me outside the show, I'm available on all social platforms. It's always the same handle, Trent Out Loud. I'm the most active on Instagram. And speaking of Instagram, please try to follow, or make sure you do follow, the Trent Out Loud show on Instagram. We are very active on there. The stories that we talk about here, we post on that page. So while you're watching throughout the day, or sorry, while you're, what do you call that? Surfing? No. Scrolling. While you're scrolling throughout the day, you'll see a lot of things that we're going to talk about when we post a show at night. And with YouTube, there's a lot of videos that we can't play in its entirety here for copyright reasons. So we'll post the full thing over there. So make sure you follow. Gives you a 360 locked in. It keeps you 360 degrees locked in with the show. Whatever the word is. It's the beginning of the week. Give me grace. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. I hope you have a great night or a great day. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace! For more content, you could subscribe, download, or listen to the Trent Out Loud podcast wherever you listen to your podcast, or you could watch us on YouTube. Just search Trent Out Loud. For showtimes and updates, you could follow us on all social platforms at Trent Out Loud.